2025 has only barely just started, and it's been a crazy year so far. The last few weeks have just been devastating for a lot of people who lost some of their life's work, who lost loved ones, and my heart goes out to them. We're here with you. If you can help in any way, if you volunteer, donate, please do so. Let's bring our community together. Today, I want to speak to those of you who find yourself having activities that revolve being outdoors, but you're not sure when is it safe to go out there, or if you do go out there, how to do it safely. These are the same questions that I personally had, and I figured, let me go do the research and share with you what are some of the things that I found out. The very first thing I want to share with you is that make sure that you stay up to date with your local health department, because they'll tell you what you need to look out for and follow some of the regulations that they're giving you. Whether they're telling you to evacuate, whether they're telling you to wear a mask, please follow those directions, because that's for your own good. Let's discuss what actually happened here as far as what goes on between a normal wildfire and this LA fire. The main difference is that when a normal wildfire happens, of course, pollutants are released in the air, and that is usually measured by your AQI, your air quality index. But in an urban fire, there is more than just those pollutants that go up in the air. There's a lot of chemical that goes up in the air as well that is not necessarily factored in to your AQI. Now that we know that, what ended up happening was with the LA wildfires, the AQI was 400 plus right at the beginning, and then it cleared out and went all the way down to below 100. And a lot of us were excited. We ran out, went for those runs, but then you start to think you gotta be careful, because these are not just normal wildfires. These are urban fires as well. Are we safe? Can we be out here right now, even though the air seems clear and it's beautiful out here? So I went and did some research, and yes, you do need to look at your AQI whenever you go out there, especially around right now. AQI still does play a big factor in whether or not you train out there. The rule of thumb is 50 and below is considered safe. 51 up to 100 is unhealthy for sensitive groups, and above 100 is unhealthy for everyone, and so on and so forth. It goes all the way up to 500. So you can tell we were at 440 plus in the beginning of the wildfires. You can see how bad that was. We couldn't even go outside. The next thing is make sure you stay up to date with your local health authorities. They will update you on what compounds are out there, what toxins are out there, what should you do. By keeping these two things in check, you will be able to know when is it safe to go out and run. Is it not safe to be out there? Is it not safe to be in your area? The next thing is take care of your lungs. These activities that we do outdoors, we do them for our health. So it will be tragic if the very thing that we're doing to better our health is the very thing that makes us unhealthy. So take care of your lungs. And to do this, wear a mask. An N95 mask should protect you from a lot of this particulate, a lot of what's in the air. Amongst the things that are in the air, to mention a few, you have your particulate matter 2.5, particulate matter 10. You have your volatile compound, volatile organic compounds as well, to name just a few things that can affect you. So wearing a mask will protect you from these things in a general sense. And perhaps you want to stay away from exercises that will be very extraneous, that requires you to breathe deep. Maybe you want to keep those exercises as indoor activities. You want to look at your location and the timing of your exercise. Obviously, the closer you are to those fires, the closer you live to those fires, the more affected you are, the more of those compounds are in the air. So if you have the ability to, try and go as far as you can from where the fires were happening, from where the source of pollution was happening. But this doesn't mean because you're far, you can ignore what is being said by your local authorities. No, you still have to pay attention because the winds change and the wind can carry some of those pollutants to where you are, miles away, even if you're far away enough. So, with that in mind, you have to look at timing. Generally, training in the morning will help you avoid some of this pollutant. In the morning, there's less traffic, whether it's car traffic, foot traffic. So the pollutants have not been excited back in the air because some of these pollutants will settle. But when the wind kicks up, when cars drive and all that, it excites them back up in the atmosphere. So by doing this early in the morning, by doing your training early in the morning, it allows you to basically avoid some of it, minimize it. You cannot completely avoid it, but you can at least minimize it. And that's what we're trying to do, minimize it. The next thing is pay attention to your hygiene, right? And this is not about smelling or anything like that. No, you outdoors. We cannot avoid going outdoors right now. So knowing that some of those particulates will settle on you, even though you're training early in the morning, they'll settle on you. And then when you get back in your house, what happens? You bring those in with you. And then you go out again and you bring them in with you. And then you have the same pollutants that are outside in your house. So even if your windows are closed, you still have them in your house. So you wanna do your laundry more often. You wanna shower more often. You wanna wash your hair more often to ensure that you can get rid of most, if not all, the pollutants that you carry in with you. Alternatively, you also want to get an air purifier. This will help with some of the compounds you brought in. It will clear up some of that, suck them in, and minimize your risk and exposure in your house. You can also modify the exercises you're doing and move them indoors. Yes, I know running on a treadmill is not always the sexiest thing to do, especially if you're a runner, but it is necessary to help minimize your exposure to the elements that are out there. And then pay attention to your symptoms. Pay attention to your symptoms. If your nose is being irritated, or if your eyes are being irritated right after you're outdoors, make sure you know what's going on and see a doctor or a healthcare professional if these things persist, or if you're sure you've been exposed to something that could be dangerous. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we do this for our health and we have to stay healthy. That is the goal. And if it's staying inside, you understand that, no, I'm doing this to stay healthy. I know that with the interruptions of what's been happening, you might not have been able to stay as consistent as you would have wanted to. And that's okay, because right now we're focusing on health. We're focusing on making sure that when we do this, we do it in the safest way possible. And that's very important. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got information that you can use to help yourself feel more confident when you're out there working out. And if you know anyone who might benefit from this video, share this with them, like and subscribe. And once again, let me say this: go out there, try and help in whatever way you can. It's great to see the community getting together and help each other, especially in times like this, especially in times of need. And if you are affected by this fire, my heart once again goes out to you and yours. There is no words that one can say at this time that can make it better but I just want you to know that better days are ahead. The sun will rise again. Thank you for watching. I'm Lesajo Renegate.